This is my Rube Goldberg machine, and I'm going to hit this, and this ball will fall down, roll into the orange street cone, knock off the spud bar, and this fishing string should pull the, come over here, Rebecca, so you can see this, pull the paper clip off the bow, and that'll release the arrow. So, you want to take a step back, Rebecca, so you can get all this in? Okay.
Go?
Are you recording still?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
He was busy in cross country and track and pole vaulting and had a lot of friends and had a job. And we went to the doctors regularly and did not ever think that anything like suicide would have happened to our household.
Here's Carson in the bedroom. He is the next famous baseball player. Watch him whiz these things across the room. Watch him. Watch. He's going to come whizzing at me.
She was always happy. She was always friendly. She was always laughing. You know, she wasn't somebody that seemed sad and hanging out in her room with the doors closed and the blinds down, listening to sad music. Yeah, really no idea. She went to school that day. Everybody said she was happy and normal, and nobody saw anything. And there was nothing in her locker afterwards or in her room to indicate any signs of any kind of depression or sadness. That day for me is a blur. I was at work, and I got a phone call from William, and I just remember getting in my car and driving as fast as I could to get home.
Being blindsided by Bryce taking his life was like a nightmare, living in a nightmare, panicking, just are kind of outside of yourself, and you're instantly in shock. You're not aware that it's really happening.
Robotic. I didn't feel like myself. I literally felt like I got up every day and I watched myself function. You can't stay in bed when you have children that need you. I remember being mad at the world. I remember being mad at everybody that had kids. I remember being just really angry. I went through a really dark period where I was just a really evil, mean person, especially to the people I loved.
And for me, my coping is planning. So I immediately knew we have to plan this, funeral, and we have to get people into counseling, and we have to, do damage control with the school, and, decide how we're going to share this with the school, and we have to be there for the kids that were his friends. He had a tight group of cross-country friends, and we knew they would be in pain, and one of them being Will Brock, Mandy's son. We knew this would affect him greatly after losing his sister in the same way. We chose a celebration of life versus the standard funeral or the viewing where everybody goes through the viewing line and it's it's just long and drawn out and hard for everybody. And we didn't want, we wanted a celebration. Like, as we were mourning Bryce's death, and we hurt beyond measure, but we knew that we could celebrate the fact that he was in heaven, and we wanted to share that with other people. I can look back at that day, as hard as it was, and say it was a good day.
I never dealt with Justin's passing until Bryce passed away. It's probably because I had nobody else who understood me. What I feel like gave me the hope to move forward was when I was at his life celebration, and
So it is good to have expectations.
Yeah.
they started to sing and gather around and talk about Bryce and have their little service. And I said it 1,000 times, I'll say it 1,000 more. And when I think about it, I feel it. It's very weird. But God was there that day, and I felt it, and it was almost like I felt like he put his arm around me and said, "It's time. You need to deal with this because these people need you."
Because she's been down that road, and you're going down that road, and she can tell you you're not going crazy. She can tell you you're gonna be okay. She can tell you, yeah, that's the way I felt, and you're gonna be okay, and that's the way you feel. And because you don't know how you are doing. You really don't know how you're doing.
It's amazing how Bryce died, and I felt, and I've said this 1,000 times, I felt like I needed to be there for them. But the amazing thing is, it was not for them at all. They healed me. I didn't heal them. I'm not as helpful of a person as I should be. They ended up being more helpful for me. I've learned more about myself. I've healed more. I'm just like such a totally different person since Bryce died.
I told Mandy, I'm joining the gym. We're going to the gym on Monday. And so I kind of bullied her into going with me, and she went with me faithfully, and it just was really good for both of us to get out. And we started a small group with the families of the kids that were so close on the cross country team, and it's been helpful for all of us. We're all going through our own stuff. We're not the only ones hurting. And so we've all walked alongside each other, and it's been a blessing for each of us.
So now our job is to share that hope with everyone else, to be able to identify that student, that coworker, or that friend who's hurting or in crisis, and to come alongside them. So let's sink our time into soul investing and offer someone hope today, because we may just save a life.